In a forgotten corner of the countryside, nestled between a dense forest and an overgrown dirt road, lay an old farm that had seen better days. The farm, abandoned for decades, was rumored to be cursed. The locals avoided it, whispering about strange occurrences and the people who had vanished after venturing too close. They spoke of the farm as if it were alive, waiting patiently for its next victim. One fall evening, a group of 4 friends, Tom, Sarah, Mike, and Lisa, decided to explore the farm. They had heard the rumors all their lives but never took them seriously. It was the kind of small-town legend that teenagers would dare each other to test. Tom, the most daring of the group, convinced them all to come along, brushing off their concerns with jokes. "We'll just take a look, snap a few pictures, and be out of there before you know it," he promised. As the group approached the farm, the air grew unnaturally still. The trees surrounding the property seemed darker than usual, their branches twisting like skeletal arms. The old wooden gate creaked as they pushed it open, and the ground beneath their feet felt soggy, though it hadn't rained in days. The farmhouse stood tall and foreboding, its windows shattered and its roof sagging with age. Ivy crawled up the sides, reclaiming the building for nature. The barn, which loomed a few yards away, was in even worse condition, its doors hanging off their hinges and the walls rotting away. "Let's start with the house," Mike suggested, his voice wavering. They all nodded, not wanting to show any fear in front of each other. As they stepped inside, the floorboards groaned under their weight. The house smelled of mildew and rot, as if something long dead had made its home within. Cobwebs clung to every corner, and the wallpaper peeled away like dead skin. They spread out, each exploring different rooms. In the living room, Sarah found an old rocking chair swaying gently, though there was no breeze. Her heart quickened. She backed away, thinking it must have been a trick of her imagination. In the kitchen, Tom found a dusty, weathered family photograph hanging on the wall. The family in the picture looked ordinary enough, a man, a woman, and 2 children, but something about their eyes unsettled him. They seemed too focused, too intense, staring out of the photograph as if they were aware of him standing there. Tom quickly turned away and called out, "Guys, find anything interesting?" Mike, who had wandered upstairs, was the first to respond. "Nothing but old furniture and what the hell." His voice trailed off, replaced by the sound of heavy footsteps running. The others rushed upstairs, only to find Mike standing frozen in the hallway, staring into one of the bedrooms. "What is it?" Lisa asked, her voice trembling. Mike pointed at the wall. There, scratched deep into the wood, were the words, "*Help us. They won't let us leave, *." Tom, trying to stay calm, laughed nervously. "Probably just some kids messing around." "No way," Mike said, shaking his head. "This place has been abandoned for decades." Suddenly, a loud crash came from downstairs. They all jumped, their fear now palpable. "Let's get out of here," Sarah said, her voice shaky. They hurried down the stairs, only to find the front door shut tight. Tom yanked on it, but it wouldn't budge, as if something was holding it closed from the outside. A sense of dread washed over them. "We'll try the back door," Lisa said, leading them through the kitchen. But the moment they stepped into the room, the temperature dropped. Their breath became visible, hanging in the air like smoke. And then they heard it, faint at first, but growing louder, a sound like whispers, circling them, coming from all directions. "What is that?" Sarah asked, backing into the corner. Mike's eyes darted around the room. "I don't know. I don't know." The whispers grew louder, forming words that chilled them to the bone. "You shouldn't have come. You can't leave, *." Panic set in. They bolted for the back door, but as Tom reached for the handle, it swung open on its own. The 4 of them hesitated for a moment, but fear propelled them outside. They ran across the overgrown yard toward the barn, thinking they could find a way out through the field behind it. As they neared the barn, a low, guttural growl echoed from within. Tom stopped dead in his tracks. What the hell was that? "We can't stop now," Lisa cried, pulling on his arm. But before they could take another step, the barn doors slammed open, and something huge and shadowy, emerged from the darkness inside. Its shape was indistinct, like a mass of writhing black smoke, but its eyes, glowing red, were clear as day. The thing let out a shriek that shook the ground, and the friends froze, paralyzed with terror. The creature lunged, its smoky tendrils reaching for them. Tom grabbed a rusty pitchfork lying nearby and swung it at the creature, but it passed through the smoky mass as though it wasn't even there. "Run," he shouted. They scattered, sprinting in different directions. Sarah made it to the tree line, her heart pounding in her ears, but when she looked back, she realized she was alone. The others had vanished. She called out their names, but there was no response, only the distant sound of the creature's growl. Desperate, Sarah ran through the woods, branches scratching at her skin, her breath coming in ragged gasps. She didn't stop until she reached the road. Looking back at the farm, she saw it in the distance, dark and silent. The creature was gone. She thought she was safe, until she saw something moving in the trees. Stepping into the moonlight, her friends appeared, but they were wrong. Their faces were pale, their eyes vacant, their movements stiff. They weren't her friends anymore. And as they slowly advanced toward her, Sarah realized the truth. No one ever left the farm. The farm didn't just consume the bodies of those who entered, it claimed their souls. In the distance, the farmhouse stood, silent and waiting for its next visitors. For more horror stories, please subscribe to this channel.